and the ancestors are looking out for us. They got haze that's exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Man, we back at y'all with another banger. I got Chief on the building, man. Look, this is the science of the totem pole, the native animal kings. We're gonna go in on so much shit on this tape. This is some pretty much a tribal overview on our animal science that we use on the land. And you know, Rod, he a genius on that. We already got the werewolf tapes. You know, we pretty much got a whole. But I got some good questions. Notice the ages, notice the principle. You know, every time me and Chief get on, let the record show, let the record reflect. Hey, now Chief, I got a first. Hey, we can open it up. Hey, y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I got a question because I was thinking about this. Man, I'm gonna ask Chief soon as he get on this question. And man, this is a question I got for you, Chief. Hey, why do they want us to still believe the lies? Like all the stuff that we done found out so far with the slave trade, fake, all the fake things that they lied to us about. They still want us to believe that lie. Why do they still think that we'll believe that lie in 2026 after all the shit that came out, the truth?
Oh, they still holding on to hope that they got some chance of victory. And they trying to get the ones that's unaware to take the reparations buyout.
Interesting.
The reparation buyout, you're going to have to declare yourself a citizen, which is a servant of the state. You got, in order to get reparations, you have to have a international political representing body. They got to have a government established that's willing to oversee the payout of reparations on behalf of the ones being reparated. Right? And you got to also have your own geographical land of origin. But if they tie you to the reparations, then you have to declare yourself a slave in America that was captured somewhere else.
Hey, the 1924 Snyder Act. That's what they was doing with the 1924 Snyder Act. The mousetrap.
You know, the one hit dogs holler. So the ones that still want us to believe the false narrative, them the ones that's holding on to a dead idea. Right? The idea that we not gonna reclaim the Americas is dead.
Right.
The concept that misled us is no longer applicable to who we are. So all of the stratagems of war that they used against us has been spoiled.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The usurper has been unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
The dirty actors have been all captured.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the ones holding on to the narrative don't know the game is about to be, everybody that won about to cash out.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it.
Right? Now, remember, they got a year-long 250-year celebration coming up starting July the 4th. In order to have a year-long celebration, we can't be at war.
Right.
Not only can we not be at war, we have to also beat and expose the original people of the land.
Mm-hmm.
The government got to confess their sins to the people, not to me.
Right.
They got to tell you the dirt that they've been doing for the last 250 years and why they have to give it back to the tribes. Their contracts is up.
Mm-hmm.
Their time is up. Our time is now. It's the C Nation.
Yeah. Return. Hey, we're at the point of return now. We're at the point of return, like Tahuti said.
Yeah,
We're at the point of return.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rod, my next question for you, Rod, is, and I got a whole bunch of clips too. We're gonna get into that, but this ties into going to what we're gonna talk about. Could you break down the difference between man and mankind? Because we heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say there's a difference between man and mankind, and then when they came out talking fake the moon landing or whatever they did with the moon landing, they come out talking about one giant leap for man and one giant leap for mankind, or something like that, right? So could you break down the difference between man and mankind? Because from what we understand, mankind can be more closer to the beast or to the animal, nature. Go ahead.
They're the NPCs. Mankind is the NPCs in the program.
Okay.
Right. So just the easiest way, you got man, right? The original man. Then you have mankind, a clone. An imitation of the original based off of genetic blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
There's historical records that we've been doing genetic work on the planet, which ties into what we're about to go into about totem animals, about chimeras, right? So when you realize that all of these zoo types has got a genetic blueprint to them. They carry, each genetic blueprint can only produce the building that is designed to produce. You can't build something that's not in the blueprint. That's not following the blueprint, which is a deviation. That's called a defect. You remember in Holy Tablets where Baba said this was human gods making human errors in the creation of mankind?
Manifestation. Man infestation. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. He said it was it was human gods, men who call themselves gods, working in the laboratory to produce something that was different.
Yeah, cool.
He said they was making defects. Remember, if they making defects, they trying to imitate the science without incorporating the master scientist. So they try to conceal it with the sulfur. And that's why you got humans that's sulfur based and humans that's carbon based. The carbon base is the original, and those are the ones that's going to turn into the crystalline beings of the next epoch, era, age, the age of Aquarius, the unveiling of the X gene, so that the X-men can be activated. right? And X marks the spot on the map, right? So that's a 3X flip. In bowling, that's called turkey. Turkey is the symbol that represents the chief, which brings about the Thanksgiving, which expresses the gratitude. The gratitude is the reciprocity of the love exchange. When there's no gratitude, it creates hostilities. But gratitude opens the bandwidth to manifestation. Reciprocity cycles it in order to increase its potency. And that's why we accept donations, but we don't solicit them, because it's the exchange of the brain food we give. They in turn reciprocate in the manner that make them feel energetically reciprocal. And we've been conditioned to use the currency, the finance, the paper greenbacks as the source to show the gratitude through going to the church and the mosque and the synagogue, because they all collected money. All of them come over here, they all collected money. Some of them came like Osho, telling the God-given truth. The CIA tried to poison them with sarin nerve gas and put an implant in this community.
Wow.
Right? They called him Rajneesh at the time. They tried to kill him, but he got away. The security caught it. And his second in command was the lady that was the CIA agent that was infiltrating his community the whole time. But when you read his stuff, you know he the truth. Mm-hmm. He changed his name from Rajneesh to Osho. Right? And he kind of remind you of Sadhguru when you see him.
I'll check him out. I think I can get. Hey, now we got people in. Everybody hit that like. We got about 500 on now. Everybody share it. Let everybody know we on. We on with Chief, man. We just getting started. We just warming up. Let me roll some of these clips so we can get into it.
Roll the corn.
All right, let's see what we got. Man. Hey, look, we know how we do it.
You may have seen or even heard of totem poles when referring to native peoples and tribes. And they are used as an art form to communicate a nation's history, display rights to certain territories. Some are used to tell stories, or even as a memorial. Figure on the represents a different part of the story or history that it's trying to tell. These are not gods to be worshipped. The term totem can be traced back to mean his kinship group.
Hey, Raw, I got a question before we even go forward, just off of what she said. But she said territorial. Now I noticed that some animals like rams, is other animals that are territorial. Even some elephant clans are territorial animals, and like deers, they mark up the tree. Even like certain deers, bucks, big bucks, they mark up the tree with their antlers. So it's a territorial thing. Now dealing around with the totem poles and knowing that the certain animals on the land, especially some of the herbivore animals, and even some of the gorillas, clans, are territorial. And like a lot of clans, I can go on the line, but with the totem pole being a territorial thing too, saying that, hey, this is our territory. Does that connect with do we take that from the watching animals, saying that, okay, this ram saying this buck ram or this buck, like you can't put more than one bull in the one pen together. If you put two bulls, they gonna go at it, and one gonna have to be the masculine, and sexual. Could you go in on that principle? Go ahead.
Well, see, so that's how chiefs was allotted a territory of their own. Okay, now in the inner city, it don't look the same as it do in the country. In the country, you might have what would be now in modern times a parish or county.
That's
right. And that chief would govern that geography because that's where he was allotted by the matriarchy to control.
And a lot of them still named after the clans today. A lot of those parishes still named after the tribes. A lot of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and a lot of the tribes is named after the chief that overseen something important.
That's right.
When they started giving us, they gave us a lot of exonyms because they couldn't pronounce with their tongue the terms that we was using. Our words are our tribal languages, because a lot of tribes had different languages, contrary to popular opinion. And a lot of the chiefs knew sign language, so they did bypass that barrier. The sign language is called North American Sign Language.
Yeah.
Right. So even if the chief had their own language, they could all commonly communicate through sign language. Right. And that sign language is a carryover from totem systems. All of the designs of the hand gestures come from different animals.
That's fucking right, bro. I can see that.
If you look at the transitional chart from hieroglyphics to the alpha-beta system of alphabet, you will see the transition from the Zoo type to the alphabetical order of the Greco-Roman alphabet.
Especially with the baboon. Go ahead, Rod. You're right.
Right. So these were symbols that carry more information than just a letter alone. So the goose might mean many things to one of the tribal priests, right? But the goose might be the letter S, right? Yeah. The letter S, it don't give as many different interpretive expressions as the actual goose itself. Right. So we was able to relay more information through the imagery than just the alphabet alone. But you could still pronounce the symbol as either a word, a phrase, or a part of a word. Right.
Like you're talking hieroglyphic. You're talking a higher form of glyphics. Hieroglyphic. Go ahead, right?
That's what the totem system birthed as communication first. When you look at the oldest known cave paintings, the first thing you're gonna notice is animals.
Yeah.
The animal was relaying a whole story. It wasn't just the animal. But we look at it now with modern eyes, and we don't understand how impregnated with meaning that these symbols had to the ancients that used them, which cuts us off from a sizable portion of the information. We genetically coded that if we go into what's called the alpha state, while we looking at hieroglyphics, they animate. They design that way for people from a certain bloodline to be able to actualize the stories, and what they get done feeling by going through the experience will give them a download of history in megalithic proportions. And then they become a natural historian and able to relay the information back to the collective tribes to wake their ass up from the slumbers.
Hey, Rod, so would you say that territorial rights is a part of just human nature, just part of nature, period? Because we see it in nature, and then with the tribal territorial rights, with the totem poles.
Well, look at it like this. Two kings can't occupy the same kingdom at the same time.
Yeah.
You've never heard a story in the historical record of two kings ruling out of the same house at the same time.
Nah.
It don't happen.
It's always a battle. If it is, for one or the other.
Yeah, one of them got to be king.
Yeah.
One of them got to be the final destination for the man to become.
Right.
Now, they might start out with 5,000 princes that's qualified for the throne.
Right.
And then it might end up being all of them putting in the kind of work they put in, but only two of them qualify at the end. Now they got to fight it out. Right? Heru versus his uncle Set.
Right.
Right? Now it's about political strategizing to avoid the conflict or war.
Right.
Right? So that goes back to the art of war. It's better to win one battle by strategy than 1,000 by combat. Strategy alone is the greatest victory. When the general can win the war without taking his soldiers to war, that is the pinnacle of mastery of military genius. Right? So when we end the war, somebody got to end up winning between the two qualified heirs. And it's not up to them, it's up to the work they put in. The one that most qualified to fill the position end up sitting on the throne. Not because he better than none of the rest of them. He just did more work.
Hey, look, I got some more clips. Let me play these next 3 clips. Then I got some more questions, and they're gonna tie into the totem poles. The first part is about the first section is on the totem poles. All right, let me play this clip right here.
Roll the call.
About the totem poles. Where is it? Let's see.
Yo, somebody's been lying. But we're number 4. Totems are given.
So you begin to understand that our totems are way above our language, because totems supersede languages. Piri in Malawi is Nkima in Uganda. Igudweroro. Ndishoko in Zimbabwe. Ndikabo in Botswana. Ndimtweneng in Lesotho. Ndijambas in Xhosaland. Ndimtolo in Swaziland. Ndiskosana kumandebele. So you begin to understand that actual totems knit us together. It's a mysterious African phenomena that I could find myself actually that I'm related to someone who is as far up as Sudan by simply identifying our totems. It teaches us of our common ancestry.
You don't inherit your totem from your father's side. You inherit your totem from your mother's side. You can check the Igbos people in Nigeria. Their societies were run by women. So an Ashanti queen mother was the one who gave birth to the king. If you go to the Ashanti are the people of Ghana. If you go to the Igbos from Nigeria,
yeah,
the same structures. It was the queen mother who gave birth to the king. If you go to the Zulus, it is the queen mother who gave birth to the king. If you go to the Shonas, that's how our societies were run. So a king is not the one with authority. The king is a regent, a representative of the queen mother. That is why whenever the council sits, the king will be on the throne, but on the right side who is sitting, it's the queen mother.
Yeah.
She's the one who is making decisions, right? If you look into England today, there is King Charles, who is the king. He inherited from who? From his mother, Queen Elizabeth.
Right.
So I need to share this with you.
Number 4, totems are given for conservation and preservation. So in our hunting and in our looking for animals in the bush, you don't kill everything. The community will not kill everything. So we cannot go hunting, all of us, and then we find a buffalo, and the buffalo is amongst us. Then I can't be killing a buffalo because that's my totem. You understand? So in terms of management of wood, it was already selective form of hunting. We'll only kill what is not amongst us. And the other group also will kill what is not amongst them and what is not amongst them. So nature, as it were, was conserved.
Yeah, I got 2 questions, Rod. One, I'll ask the second question first, and then the other question probably about the matriarchs. Now, so what animals did we consider? Because at some point I heard one of the chiefs say, one of the chiefs there in Tallahassee say that we didn't eat certain birds. We didn't eat certain birds. We didn't eat a lot of stuff that we ain't eat that we eat now. that was sacred to the land. Could you go in on some of those things that we didn't eat back then that they got us eating now? You know.
Well, mostly what we eat now is commonly turkey and chicken, as far as the birds go.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
also eat pheasant and quail and different bloodlines of pigeon.
Okay.
Right now, back in the old times, people that used to hunt, they used to hunt birds of prey and scavenger birds.
Right.
We didn't eat them. They meat is more acidic than the ones closer to the ground. Right, and it was primarily for understanding the nature of the bird. You understand the quality of the meat you're gonna get from it. Right, so the turkey was a ceremonial bird. It wasn't a common food stock bird. It was for ceremonial purposes. So we use the turkeys as a symbol for the chief. And before they called it Thanksgiving, it was the recognition of a new chief being honored by Big Mom. What my man was just saying, the Queen Mother.
Yeah.
She appointed chief.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when a mother appointed a son a chief, he had to find a Big Mama as his representative beyond his personal tribe in order to tie him to the rest of the tribes. His Big Mama is going to be a scavenger hunt. They're going to be looking for each other, and they're going to have certain receipts when they meet that's going to verify who they is. And this how I end up meeting Empress Rarebird. Right? So that's why nobody can tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because the receipts match the actions that I was taking. Now, when we look at the totems, it came from us understanding the energy, spiritual energy of each one of the animals. You see how he was explaining that if something was your totem, that was an animal you don't eat.
Right.
Right. You can't study and learn from them if you eat them.
Right.
Because that's what the totem animal is for, that tribe's study.
Right.
When he picked the wildebeest. The wildebeest is a herd animal, a pack animal. Humans are pack animals.
Right.
So it teaches you, the observation of them is teaching you pack management. At the same time, you are studying them. There's other things coming in the midst that you must hunt in order to secure the herd's well-being. You have to call the other animals.
Right.
You might be hunting zebras because you're protecting the grazing land of the wildebeest, if that's your totem. So zebra wouldn't be a taboo meat for your tribe because they interfere with the food stock of the wildebeest. Right? It's the same if the elephant is your totem. Anything that's threatening to the elephant is a threat to you. The elephant symbolically represents matriarchal society, and that's why the women who become the matriarchs have a fixation and fascination with elephants all over the damn house. Right? So when you see one of the girls start collecting elephants, she's collecting her stripes. She's showing her presence by displaying her matriarchal animal. Some of them is bears. That's their totem.
My daddy bear.
Right? And under the bear clans, you have 5 queens. That's the Califia format. And the 5 queens got 5 protective male bears that represents the 5 chiefs from the West. but it's gonna be one that's gonna be the chief of the chiefs, right? Because he gonna have two on his left and two on his right from opposing factions. And then the giraffe. The giraffe is my father's totem animal that I didn't inherit. Right? So I know it's his totem animal because I had to capture his totem animal in order for one of my sisters to inherit my grandmother's estate. We doing this through the oral tradition, and I got all of the receipts. I had to capture the totem animals of certain family members, right? And by doing so, I was following the old ancient tribal metaphysical tradition for what we call redemption rights. So when we start having a totem animal, like mine is the gorilla. The gorilla matriarchal, but is governed by the silverback, right? The big male. Well, his job is to keep order, but the females are oust his ass if he get too big for his britches. They will go pick a young male and groom him and tell him, now get rid of that old motherfucker. And they will run his ass out of there if he get too big for his britches.
I got video clips on that, Rod, in his lab.
Yeah. The young male won't try to take over without recruiting the assistance of the elder females in the clan.
Hey, I got a question for you before we get to some of them clips. I got some gorilla clips of what you said. I got one more question for you, Rod, because you said something about the tribes watching the animals, how they move, and then they using that to utilize the tribal structure. And that rings to with me because I heard one of my older teachers say the same thing, and he broke it down as if like there's herbivore type tribes and carnivore type tribes. So we know that like if your elephants are herbivores, right, and they move in a herd, and when they eat, they keep the young elephants in the middle, and then they got the big elephants on the outside to protect. But it's always little one elephant that want to go off and go outside of that system that they got set up to protect the young. And and like carnivores, they move in packs, and they just, you know how they move. So, Roy, what do you think about that? About we more being herbivore type people moving, and the older people, the older elephants around, and then you got the youngers in the middle, and then the strong men or bull elephants like go on the outskirts. Go ahead, Roy.
You only see the bull elephant come in when the matriarch give a certain signal.
Okay.
You will never know that they with the rest of the clan.
Okay.
You'll never see them. When you see them, either it's the rut where they about to start mating, or it's the female that called him in because one of the babies getting attacked by a pack of lions or something. And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming the rest of the pack. So she'll give a stomp and a moan, and this big bull male elephant come out of nowhere, stomping everything in sight.
Right.
That ain't no elephant. Right. And he coming in hot because she don't call for him often. So when she called for him, he coming in hot and heavy. Right, big bull elephant. And normally right behind him comes some adolescent bulls in training that's been kicked out of the pack because they didn't got too grown to stay with all the females and babies.
That makes sense. So
remember, I always said that everybody wasn't vegetarian and everybody wasn't carnivorous.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
You got different tribes. Some tribes only ate meat at ceremony.
Right. I know something like that. Yeah.
And some, like, for instance, the turkey was only ate on certain ceremonies. But then you had some tribes that might eat elk for ceremonial purposes.
Right. I heard
Now,
that
another
part.
one might eat moose for ceremonial purposes. And then you might have
Yeah.
some tribes that just live off of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Buffalo, or just Pacific buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let me get some more going. We got, hey man, we got some good stuff here. Let's see
Well,
what we got here.
Let me give you the reason why the totems were given. Number one, it was for identity purposes. Local identifying. She's a Ziwa, for example. I call her my grandmother, not because she's my grandmother, but my mother is born from her. So even if I don't know her, if she says I'm Ziwa, and my mother is from her clan, I got a grandmother next to me. Are you following? So for identity purposes, it was a quick way of identifying. The beautiful part about totems is that they supersede language, they supersede culture, and they supersede geographical location. You will understand that in a minute. Then the lions, the cheetahs, the antelopes, the snakes, Then the last cluster is the totems of the waters. This is where you have the totems of the dolphins and all the sea, including the water itself, the Ziva, the great primordial waters of birth. Within these three clusters of totems, with their subdivisions, then nations in Africa started to name themselves.
Ever wonder why the Haida people have poles covered in carvings? These totem poles tell stories of family history, important events, and powerful spirits. Totem poles can be over 30 feet tall and last for hundreds of years. Each carving has its own meaning, showing the deep connection between the people and nature.
Believe it or not, camels originated in North America. But why aren't any left, and why did most end up in Asia and Africa? 40 million years ago, camel ancestors emerged in North America as lab-sized grazers. By 25 million years ago, they'd evolved into over 20 species, Bactrian prototypes, llama-like kin reaching South America, and giants like the 18-foot Titanotylopus. Around 8 million years ago, dromedary ancestors migrated over the Bering Land Bridge to Asia, spreading to the Middle East and Africa. At their peak 5 million years ago, camels blanketed 8 million square miles of North America. The Ice Age 12,000 years ago devastated them. Freezing temperatures eliminated grasslands, saber-tooths attacked weakened herds, and Clovis-era humans hunted them for meat and hides, driving extinction by 8,000.
Colombia is preparing for a massive culling of the invasive hippopotamus population that originated from the private menagerie of drug lord Pablo Escobar. The hippos, which were left unchecked after Escobar's death in 1993, have grown to over 160 and have caused significant ecological damage.
The hippopotamus is the most deadliest large mammal in the world, and they considered as one of Africa's most dangerous animals, due to its unpredictable and territorial nature, killing at least 500 people every year. The hippopotamus is renowned for its massive size, weighing up to 4,500 kilograms, and their height is about 1.6 meters. Its hairless, tough, and virtually armor-like skin serves as protection against the harsh African sun and helps maintain body moisture. They are known as...
You got to go too far in on the hippopotamus, but the hippopotamus, it ain't no joke. It's territorial. Just like we was talking about, like it's territorial, right? Now, this is what I want to figure out. How the hell is Pablo Escobar? I think that's a lie. I think that they covering up something about the hippo, because it had to be hippos in South America already too. And I think they covering that up with the Pablo Escobar pet story. What you think, Rod, on that story?
That's not a large population, and remember, he did have zoos.
Yeah.
See, what they're not telling you about people like Pablo Escobar is what the humanitarian aid they was doing with the money that they had, because they only want to paint them as ruthless, bloodthirsty drug dealers with no conscience.
Yeah.
but they did stuff for the community. They was building up their communities, but they could only do so much because this foreign powers just crushing down on them.
Right.
Right. But he did have zoos, and he probably did have a collection of hippos because most zoos do have them.
Right.
So I can't say that they didn't happen that way, based on the surface evidence. But I do know that they know how to capture 100 and some hippopotamus and take them where they're supposed to be at. I know they know how to do that.
Right.
Or else there wouldn't be none in South America. They wouldn't know how to get them here. Now, the one before that, what was the guy talking about? The camel.
Yeah, the camel migrated. I think it's what 6 billion. I think he said. Then, then the horses, even though they evolved into horses, eventually over a certain amount of millions of years, the horses come from America. I got another clip on
originally over here. Yeah, the horse is originally from the Americas too. That's why the Apache already know how to ride horses.
That's right.
Soon as they seen the horse, they automatically knew how to ride the horses, and they used to do all kind of tricks on the horses immediately. How in the hell did they know this already?
Yeah,
there were no horses,
right?
But what it was is when they first came, they was killing off everything: bison, horses. And that's how the horses went extinct over here. The horses didn't go extinct over here before the colonizer came. Because we already know how to ride horses. Them became your rodeo stars in the early days. The first cowboys wasn't paleface.
That's right, Rod. Come on with it.
Right. So everything we did, they whitewashed it and rewrote the direction of the narrative to make us believe that these people did all this miraculous shit, that they ain't done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All they did was smile and take the credit.
That's right.
Right. So those animals are already over here.
Yeah.
Elephants too. Elephants originate from over here.
I got a clip on that. I'm going to play. Soon as you're off to play it.
We've been lied.
The hippopotamus is the.
We've been lied to. We used to own elephants in America like they were dogs. They protected us during the mammoth phase. We've been lied to about our heritage. Why do you think the Democratic Republic uses the elephant as a symbol? It's a symbol for peace, justice, tranquility, and honor. The New World people have distorted our heritage, and they've made mockeries of our heritage by using the elephant called Dumbo as a circus act. In the New World, they use Dumbo as a circus act to hide your heritage from you and mock you right in plain sight of the elephant matriarchy and think you're too dumb to see it. Wake up, America. We've been lied to.
The elephant, one of the smartest mammals on the face of the earth, the gentle giants of the world, are indigenous to the Americas, and also walk side by side with the indigenous peoples of these lands. Once upon a time, the elephants went through the same harsh treatments as the indigenous people, and they are still going through it right now. They're still in bondage as well.
Yeah.
Yo, somebody's been lying, but we're about to get to the bottom of it, right? We're going to talk about the Mongol invasion. Shit is deep. Look, from the time that he has kept this object in view, and such has been the success of his further inquiries, that he now ventures confidently to affirm that Peru, Mexico, and other countries in America were conquered by the Mongols accompanied with elephants in the 13th century. So that would be a perfect explanation to why these indigenous people in this photo are fighting this elephant right here. Am I right?
Hey, Ron, so what you think about that? Because they got, they show the Huns, they talk about, I just did one on and that's in the 400s. If the elephants is origin over here, and I got more information on that. But let me go into the first question. So the first question is why they're using the alchemitic situation where they use the republic. They saying that the republic represents the elephant, which is us. The republic is what this is, right? And it represents the elephant. Then the Democrats, who really usurping secretly, represents the donkey. Could you go in on that alchemy first? And then I got the next part. Already written down.
Remember what Noble Duality said?
Go ahead.
The elephant is our watchdog.
Go ahead.
The elephant is the quintessential symbol of the matriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
The matriarchy is the ones that's overseeing the redemption process.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why people see me, not because I wanted to be in the public, I wasn't gonna participate in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But some women told me, you on assignment. So since I'm on assignment, because I'm the only one with a particular set of weird skills, investigating fringe information from all parts of the world, because I'm nosy like that, I be wanting to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And they wanted me to use my skill set to benefit all of the tribes by putting everything out in the open.
Mm-hmm.
Tied back to the memory of the elephant. The elephant never forgets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The elephant came to town with a monkey on her back. My mama's totem is the elephant. They just didn't know the monkey on her back was going to grow up to be a platinum back gorilla. So those symbols are critical to reading the symbolism of what's taking place. That's why Trump had to come in under the Republican ticket and not the Democratic ticket, which is the quintessential ass.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The donkey is the symbol of sloth, laziness, rebellious, stubborn nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Nobody likes a smart ass, but they hate a dumb ass worse.
Yeah.
Right? Now you talking Francis the Talking Mule.
Jackass, right? Yeah, that's right.
Right. Francis the Talking Mule was a TV show where the mule would talk to the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, in making of the show, they had gave the mule a salt lick and somebody did a voiceover. So if the elephant is the watchdog, the elephant is watching the fake ass talk.
Mm.
The fake ass talking is a Democrat.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? This show quintessential Biden presidency.
Right.
Using the different characters that they use to pretend to be Joe Biden to awaken the consciousness of the people to the fraud.
Right.
To pull the curtain down and let everybody see the man behind the curtain. Ain't got no power for real. He just tricking you. Right? That's the land of Oz. Oz means strong. It's strength. Right? So from the land of the strength, which is called the heartland, which is the center of the country. Because the heart is in the center mass of the body. So if it's coming from the heartland, it would be coming from the Midwest. Right? And now you got the right hand above the heart. But the left hand salute, which shows you the state of Michigan.
Fire. Yep. Noble
Right.
Ali.
Yep. Which takes us to the 313 equals 7. And G is the 7th letter made. Because the geometrist is also a geographist.
And you know,
studying geography and gematria.
Hey, bro, you know it's a symbol. If you take that picture of Chief Malik Angel El Bay where he pointing up, and then you stand him on top of New Orleans, he pointing up at Chicago. Right, and then if you take that picture that you're talking about with Noble Drew Ali and put his hand, that palm onto Michigan, it's like, man, it's like a code. It's a code flip going on now. Between then, if you take Larry Hoover, it's another picture of Larry Hoover where he's squatting down like this. I think he's standing on top of a table or something. And if you take that picture, then put it a flip on side of Chicago, and then line it up. It's an alchemical thing going there. It was something, because none of them, they all took pictures showing symbols, signs, and symbols. They never took pictures without shooting something, flipping the sign. Larry or Jeff or Noble Drew Ali. You know what I'm saying? They was out. So could you go in that? Could you talk about sign language? So when they do all of these stuff in these pictures, isn't that a form of sign language or some kind of smoke signal alerting us to the game ahead or something?
That's why you had to also study body language.
Okay.
Right. Now, in that one picture where we showed Noble Drew Ali left hand was slightly pointing to the left.
Yeah.
Right. This is obvious based off the squaring off, right? Standing on the square. Based off the squaring off of the image.
Yeah.
Why is the first question you ask yourself is, why is that hand off to the left?
Don't look.
Right. Now, tribally speaking, the left is where hostility is coming from.
That's right.
So when he's off to the left, he's telling you that they came in on the left bump. They came in hostile. Right?
Right.
By putting him over the map, you see that it aligns perfectly with New Jersey and Michigan as his two hand spaces. We went over that already.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So now, New Jersey is where he encountered the Moorish Zionist Jews, aka the Dirty Moors.
That's right. New Jerusalem, what they call it. Go ahead.
So what did he say? I'm gonna put all of their secrets where? In the public domain.
That's right.
Then another time he said, I dragged all of the secret society secrets out into the open.
Uh-huh.
Right. So he telling you they secret, but you don't know the language, so you can't understand the secret he's telling you about. Right. Everything in the Circle 7 was, as they say, divinely prepared because there's a message there. And by understanding the message, then you get a higher message that comes with it, that activates a frequency within the individual that begin to grasp the concept that is bigger than what's written in the paper.
Right.
Right. Scholastically, it's simplistic in its design. Scholastically, ain't no whole bunch of big 22-letter words in there. None of that. It's real simple, where a young 7, 8-year-old can thoroughly read it.
Right.
Right. Now, why is it that it's such high science? The elders said you got to make it plain enough for a baby to understand it. Why would we need to make it so plain, so simple? Because of the educational system has put us in this perpetual state of arrested development. So we think adolescent, which is causing complications in our intellectual development. So you have to be able to give it to them simple, but within its simplicity is complex geometric ideas that's designed to be drawn out of the individual and to bring him aware of something more so than actually relaying surface level information. It's beyond the information given. And this is why in the science they call it adept measures, because you have to be adept in certain sciences in order to be able to read the codes. You on mute, Elder.
Hey, they have depth chamber. They talk about that. I heard some of the elders in the Moore Science Temple talk about that, about the, oh, you got to go into the depth chamber. They make it sound like it's some Masonic chamber where you go in and, you know, but it's
You know,
really
want me to
a
tell you what they
mental
talking
thing.
about?
Go ahead,
You
Ron.
ever read the Emerald Tablets?
Yeah, about to hold
You ever heard of something called the Halls of Amenti?
Yeah, that's right.
Amen means unknown.
That's right.
T means land.
Go ahead.
The halls is the sacred halls of wisdom. The only way you can get in there is by invitation only, which is done in what we call the psychic realm. Or as they say in the more science, the realm of protoplasm. It's the pre-physical incarnation realm, the ancestral realm. But the path to get through there is the feminine.
Feminine.
Remember when Bobby Hemmings said it's the feminine realm? That's what he talking about.
Yeah, I just got to listen to that just about like a man today. I just got to listen to that clip.
Yeah. Okay, now you seen earlier they showed the symbol of the hippopotamus.
Right.
The hippopotamus is the energy that Big Mama represents.
Right.
Right. So they use the spine of the crocodile, Sobek priest, to represent an upright woman. They use the zoo type of the hippopotamus as the body structure to represent the mother who's overly protective of her offspring.
Yeah, the door.
Right. And then she have lion's feet.
Tabaret is what they call it. Tabaret. I think that's how you say it.
And in her right hand, she got what looked like a cleaver. Right? Because that's to butcher this mother. And in front of her, it looks like a whole half a calf leg.
Yeah.
A leg of lamb, so to speak. Right? Because it's the Big Mama that get to pick the lamb, the chosen one, the heir. Right? And then they go through a series of back and forths, exchanging information to verify that they are who they say they are.
Hey, so it's the mother and son concept. Because the son sitting in the 13th seat, the Mason, mother and son, Big Mama. But yeah, go ahead, Ron. You cracking heads right now, Ron.
Look, that go back to the 12 grades of education, the 12 steps of AA.
Go ahead.
Right? The 13th step is always to collect your acceptance degree from Big Mama on the 13th seat. That's why they don't never go to 13. Because they don't, everything that they doing, you can't get the Big Mama with that. That's a diversionary tactic. The 12 years of education, but you still not educated, you got to go to university. So what are they really doing? They're not really teaching you nothing. They training you. And then the ones that show exceptional ability, because most people don't go to university.
Right.
Right. So that's what they call sheep dipping. You take the exceptional ones to the next level. Right. It's the 3-tier system of the Tavistock Design Educational System. Volksschooling, Realschooling, and academia. False schooling is your primary school, Volksschooling.
Mascots. Hey, Rod. Okay, hey, Rod. I gotta ask you this question before I forget it. I got it written down. I just wrote it down now. It came to me. All right, so we know about the mascots. All these different colleges, on these different parishes, they got all these different mascots. Even the football teams, like Redskins. We know that's us. That's the Mississippi Claymore. Or the Chiefs. These different mascots. Then with the totem pole, could you go in? Because it got to be a connection with these mascots and our totem pole collection, right? with them building
all
all the
of
statues.
yeah, all of the football, basketball, what we call major sports, baseball, all of the totem animals they use represent tribes.
Right.
They represent the tribes of the area, and that's who they really supposed to be representing. All of the ball games is a continuation of the old Azteca rubber ball games.
That's what I know. Yeah.
Right. So they tell us who they want us to think invented the game, but they ain't gonna tell us who invented the game for real.
The All-Max. That's right.
Right. So when they tell us about basketball with some Jewish teacher at some YMCA then to put up a peach basket throwing a volleyball in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
And we supposed to believe that. Hockey was started by some black people, some brothers from Nova Scotia. Right? So we teaching them all of this stuff, but they using the symbolism of either the tribe, like the 49ers, those were the miners, those were the colonizers, came looking for the gold.
That's right, Rod. Get them. Get these
right.
Rod.
And so that's the 49ers. Who was the Raiders? The Raiders was the rebel armies that used to raid the villages of the tribes.
Right.
Right. And then we turned around and used their tactics on them, and they called us raiders and marauders.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, it's all in the history books, but it's told in a twisted fashion to try to make us think that we was the guilty party in all of this.
Baltimore Ravens.
We was over here minding our business. We was living our best life, and then they came.
Yeah. 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 And like the Buccaneers, that's really us that was already over here. See, they really, these guys, whoever these guys are, they for some strange reason, well, that's another story because I don't want to get sidetracked. I got other questions.
You know the trickiest one out of all of them?
What?
Michigan State Spartan. That's the Mohawk Indians.
Yeah. See? Go ahead, Rod.
But they use that to try to make it look like that the tribes over here with the Mohawks is actually from Europe, coming from the the Greek societies.
Right.
We ain't supposed to know no different though.
Mm-hmm.
My brother a Mohawk chief. I know how this shit go.
And my auntie a matriarch of the Mohawk tribe. One of my aunties.
Mm-hmm.
She a matriarch, and she that clan, that's a fighting clan. I'm about to get ready to do one on the Comanches, one of our biggest war tribes on the land. And I'm about to do one on the Comanches and the Apaches. But yeah, man.
When you do that, go look at the beginning. Go look at Osiris' speech on warriors.
Okay, Osiris speech on warriors. Write that down.
That speech gonna blow your mind. Now, when you listen to the speech, have this already fixed in your mind. On all 5 boroughs, it was tribes that ain't never left and they still there. Keep that at the forefront of your mind when you listen to Osiris' speech on warriors. We're gonna come back and play it on your show when you get done.
Yeah. I'll do a whole fucking breakdown on it. Hell yeah. You already got me, you already know. I got so much stuff lined up that y'all giving me. Orisha gave me a tape I'm working on about the Chiefs in Florida. Then you just gave me I got a whole fucking page already full of notes already off this. It ain't even an hour class already. But let me ask you this, Rod. Let me go ahead and play a couple more clips. They're gonna line up with my questions that I got. All right, here we go, right here.
Did you know that at one point in time, America had its own species of lion living here? The American lion, also known as the American cave lion, is now thankfully an extinct species of big cat that lived up until about 13,000 years ago. And this extinct lion far outmatches the current day species of African lion in terms of their size. The American lion was about 4 feet tall, which is very tall for a big cat, and could get up to 8 feet long. And these were some heavy kitties, with males getting up to an estimated weight of 500 to 1,100 pounds, and females coming in at around 400 to 800, which is still a massive cat. And the American lion was once found all across North America except for eastern Canada and the northeastern United States, and they lived alongside early humans. And because of their large size and robust limb bones, they were taking out all sorts of prey such as deer, horses, camels, tapirs, bison, and even mammoths. The reason as to why the American lion went extinct is likely because the majority of their prey sources were going out the door as well during the quaternary extinction event. But North America was truly a wild place back in the day.
Nah, they was killing them for their skin. That's what it was.
They stood here long before these domes were raised. They were part of the land. This land right here ain't federal, ain't borrowed.
The Griffin. The Griffin, the emblem of the Tartary Empire. We ruled the entire world. Let it be known worldwide. Queen Califia trained the Griffins to attack the enemy by any means necessary.
We are the high-tech trendsetters of the Tartary Empire.
Queen Califia taught the Griffins to kill the enemy. We are the American Indians. This is our emblem, the Griffin. Let it be known worldwide.
The Griffin, our emblem of the Tartary Empire, the advanced civilization of technology, agriculture, and free energy. Yes.
The Griffin myth, or something they erased. They told you the Griffin was just a myth, a fantasy creature, something invented for fairy tales and children's books. But what if that's not true? Look at the old maps. Look at the flags. The Empire of Tartary didn't fly a random imaginary animal. Its symbol was the Griffin. Ask yourself, why would a real empire choose a fake creature to represent power? Ancient Latin texts don't describe griffins as legends. They describe them as animals, living in the mountains, guarding territory, feared, respected. And then there's that photo. The one they say is too blurry.
Yeah, right. So we'll go in right there on a question right there, Rod. So, what do you think about us being into crossbreeding over here for thousands of years? I heard stories about us crossbreeding and breeding animals. And to me, that griffin looked like something like an eagle and that big lion that he just explained that was already over here. Like we crossbred the two most powerful animals on our land to create like a combatant or defense type animal, a guardian. What is your perspective on the griffin, Rod, and its makeup and why we have something like that over here?
The griffin is what you call a chimera.
Okay.
The same as the sphinx.
Okay.
The griffin at rest is a sphinx.
Go ahead.
A sphinx in flight is the griffin.
Okay.
The lion head represents the dwelling on the land of the chimera. The griffin with the eagle head is represented as the lion of the sky. Right? The griffin. So they look like two different zoo types.
Yeah.
But the symbolism, the lion on the ground and the eagle in the sky, is what you call the transfer of powers, or the comparative analysis of the powers.
Okay.
The sphinx, while it's at rest, it still has eagle wings. Right? And so this is the symbol for the master. The griffin is actually a family lineage of the Americas, coming from the Califia bloodlines. carrying the last name Griffin.
Hey, the House of Gryffindor and all that. Yeah, they be messing with us, man, with these movies.
They family crest always have a griffin on it. But the griffin should always appear to be about to take flight or in flight.
It seems like to me too, and then some people say, "Oh, they don't exist." But this is the thing. I believe that you can't think of nothing that don't exist. Like they couldn't tell us about. Like if I ask you right now, tell me something that don't exist. You can't, and if you tell me, that means they exist. So I believe that some of these creatures still live in certain parts of the world. But
go back to the Sumerian tablets.
Go ahead.
Remember, in the Sumerian tablets, it said that they was crossbreeding all types of earth animals, creating whole new species and causing the extinction of other species.
That's right.
Right. It's in so they was already right. So think about the science that developed the pig.
Right.
Right. By crossbreeding cat, rat, dog DNA.
That's right.
Right. Or the bat, bird, and rodent DNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Chimeras. Chimeras is crossing two animals that wouldn't normally mix.
That's right.
Right. So it's like crossing a jackrabbit with a dog. They mammals, so that's an easier laboratory concoction.
Right.
The island of Dr. Moreau. The island of Dr. Moreau, where Dr. Moreau was breeding all types of chimera. Mixing all types of human and animal hybrids, trying to perfect the human genome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how you gonna perfect it better than Big Mama?
Right.
If you don't have to have no external laboratory, nor do her daughters. So it's the same with the Super Soldier Project. Now they look totally human, but they have active DNA from other species of animal that give them abilities that regular humans do not have. Right? This is all CIA documented government programs.
Yeah, they got a document on Tartarian and all the stuff that we talking about. It's in a document about how they didn't want this information to get out. The CIA. I was like, what the fuck is the CIA involved in not letting us know about griffins and I know about the ancient technology part. I can see the Tartarian civilization part, but the griffins, keeping that all a secret, all that. Like, what does that do for us? What did that do for us knowing that that's real? Like, how does stopping us from knowing that a griffin is real stop us from anything? I don't see how
first of all, nothing was supposed to come in the Piscean age in what's called mythic form.
Okay.
The griffin represents a mythic form of animal from a bygone era.
Okay.
The same with the Sphinx and there's other ones too.
The dragon.
Yeah. The Minotaur. Right. Yeah. The man with the bull head.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Then you had the centaur, the horse body with the human torso.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All of those were restricted from the Piscean era.
Yeah.
Now that we going into the age of Aquarius, if your mind can conceive it, you just might see it.
He cracked heads tonight, Rod. You giving us a lot of shit tonight, like a lot. All right, let me roll some more of this corn then.
Roll the corn.
Scientists have just used ancient DNA from dogs in Central and South America to reveal the history of this animal spreading throughout the region. Dogs that were indigenous to the Americas were wiped out as people brought dogs across the ocean, and now DNA is starting to tell their story. The scientists sequenced a bunch of mitogenomes, so mitochondrial DNA, from ancient and modern dogs. This shows some of the archaeological sites that these dogs were recovered from. By comparing different lines of evidence like radiometric dates with the actual genomes, they were able to build up a family tree. With the family tree, this entire group over here, we don't care about them for this video. That's all of the other dogs. These are the dogs that were wiped out by these dogs right here. So this is the story of their evolution over the last 14,000 years. The last common ancestor of the two groups lived sometime between 11 and 15,000 years ago. And then we get into green, red, and blue. Green being the oldest group, that is the group we call the North American dogs, and they were found across North America. As time moves on and populations move from north to south, different branches diverge as groups continue evolving with the people they are traveling with. But then right around here, just a little over 6,000 years ago, we have a big split. We have a split between the North American dogs and the rest. So the red group...
Hey, Rod. So, hey, real quick, in that clip, he talking about that the dogs evoluted from America, South America, and that they traveled with the people. And he dated back 15,000, but it could be longer. So that's another key point about the origin story. If you think about it, about the dogs evolving with their masters. Go ahead.
You ever heard of a Catahoula leopard dog?
Nuh-uh.
It's an old Mississippi dog. It's a country boy dog.
Do it look like a spot? The 100 Dalmatian dog, but a different texture. Okay.
It look like a hound dog.
Okay, yeah.
But they use them as catch dogs when they hunt boars. Right now. The reason why I brought that up is because the country boys always had a dog.
Right.
The dog men are the ones who maintain the dog farms to refine and develop breeds for purposes that was needed by whatever tribe was soliciting him for a bloodline. Right? So they went to the old breeders in the South. The Catahoula dog is a remnant of a past dog mixed with modern dogs now that was already being used by the tribes. They try to pass it off as the red wolf. It's a couple more dogs from the South that you don't hear much about, but they tried, tested, and true dogs to them country boys. And they don't like that blood getting mixed in with everybody else's dog blood, so they real skeptical who they get dogs to.
Yeah, I know people like that. So some people like that.
Yeah,
my brother like
dog breeding go back thousands of years in the Americas. They was breeding dogs with rodent DNA in Mexico thousands of years ago. A chimera, a chihuahua.
Yeah, I got pictures of that, bro.
Right. Then you got the Mexican hairless dog. That's the DMX dog, Chief Zolo. Right. They call it the Zolo after Chief Zolo, who they said created the dog. Let that sink in. We've been dealing with dogs. When you go back to that lion, he was showing you what part they are changing is his mane.
Right.
We had black maned giant lions over here.
Yeah. I've seen a clip on that.
Right. Now, if you've seen them lions that's climbing the Himalayas, that's what the lions from America look like. They was friggin' huge. Bigger than the Bengal tiger.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Right. Clip. All of the main tigers outside of America came from America. Now, $1 million question is, how did they get there? The migration narrative don't hold up because between Siberia and India, there was no tigers. No lions. There was only tigers.
Go ahead.
And there's no record of them amalgamating with the tigers. So we know they didn't mix with the tiger species and get bred out. That didn't happen because they'd have lion DNA in the tiger. So the migration theory don't hold up. They all at the equator. That's uncommon for migration across the Bering Straits in reverse of the people that supposed to migrated over here. And did they encounter the lions migrating over there while they was migrating their ass over here, as they tell us in the storyline?
Hey, Rob, what you think about we was living over here with the animals like that dude, like they show us in Coming to America when Eddie Murphy walking around with the elephant and the lion, and he said, "Come here, Simba," like he like his pets. I think we was living like that over here, like walking around with our elephants and lions, and then when they came over here, they exterminate and poison our animals just like they was doing us. Go ahead, Rod. That's what I think.
But you got to remember, the trappers was sending letters back to Europe complaining about they had trapped up all of these animals. And now the animals was becoming extinct. They would have us believe in the narrative that they're talking about beavers, possums, and coons. That doesn't make sense. When they could be getting lion pelts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Camel skins.
Yeah.
Right. They coming over here as fur trappers.
That's right.
As a profession. By the 1,000 at that. Now all of a sudden, all of the elephants is in zoos. Ain't no elephants roaming the land no more. The North American elephant was bigger than the African elephant and the Indian elephant.
Right. I got videos of it, clips.
Right. They was the last of the great pachyderms called mastodons. Woolly mammoths. Only they wasn't as woolly as the woolly mammoth was. Because some of them dwelled too far south to maintain the fur density of a full woolly mammoth. And that's why elephants start losing their fur closer to the equator. So now the woolly mammoth ain't woolly no more. But elephant hair still woolly. It just don't grow as much because it's a hazard in that high temperature heat.
Hey, Rod, what you think? Because we talked about the hippos and the elephants, which is mentioned of in this calendar. Another creature that's mentioned, and that was a high-powered creature on the intake. Because I see old pictures in the archives where we had these things trained like pets, these alligators and crocodiles. What's your take on that, bro?
We used to ride. The Sobek priests rode alligators in the war in Florida during the Gullah Wars.
I can see that. I know some crazy.
Remember, we did a whole thing when I was explaining how they was using the babies they was using for gator baiting to get them a taste for our flesh. They just didn't eat us.
I read that before.
Yeah, we did a show on it.
Yeah, we read that for with Chief with Osceola and them. They was kidnapping their kids and feeding them to the crocodile, like our kids. These other yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what the gator baiting was all about. Trying to convince the alligators in the South to eat the babies. So they get a taste for our blood.
Hey, Roy, what about the alligators, right? What about because I heard stories about this shit, man. About that we had, like the totem pole. I even seen some totem pole that's alligator totem poles down in Louisiana, right? And I was like, damn, man. And they got the alligator, they got the school, like the Gators in Florida, the school mascot. And I'm doing some on the Chiefs right now in Florida, but it seems like to me, they used to, how we used to say that about they wear the wolves. Well, some of these tribes, they wore fucking these alligator heads. Oh, and while they go through the swamp.
That's absolutely true.
Okay.
Whatever your totem animal was, 9 out of 10, when you went to war, that's the energy you was trying to harness for the war.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, let me roll some more. We almost did. We got about 30 minutes. Hold on, let me try to get some of these clips up.
Believe it or not, the word zoo is actually supposed to be 2 syllables long. It's built using the Greek base zo for animal, which we see in words like Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic, time periods characterized by the animals that lived in them. The word for the study of animals naturally became zoology, with that connecting O, linking whatever's being studied to the Greek base for logic. And a place where animals could be studied and observed became known as a zoological garden. But as those became more popular, that became too long to say, so we wanted to shorten it. But we couldn't just shorten it all the way back to zoo, because nouns in English are supposed to be 3 letters long. So we brought another O with it, and in doing so, created a word that looked a lot more like zoo than zo or zoa. So we reapplied that pronunciation back to words like zoology and zoologist and even zooplankton, creating the pronunciations that we still use today.
Think cheetahs are just African? Think again. Cheetahs originated in North America 5 million years ago. American cheetah fossils show cats built for speed, chasing pronghorn across ancient prairies. Around 100,000 years ago, cheetah ancestors migrated from Alaska to Asia, eventually reaching Africa. This harsh journey forced inbreeding, their first genetic bottleneck. About 10,000 years ago, climate change eliminated cheetahs in North America and Europe. A few survived in Africa and Asia, causing a second crash that made today's cheetahs nearly identical. The survivors turned into 70-mile-per-hour sprinters with light frames, springy spines, and clawed traction. Today, only 7,000 remain, mostly in fragmented parts of sub-Saharan Africa, with mere dozens in Iran. They've lost 90% of their range to humans. Farmers target them as livestock threats, while poachers capture cubs as pets. Genetic problems cause poor fertility and high cub mortality. The world's fastest runner faces the one race it can't win, against extinction.
Believe it or not, camels originated in North America. But why aren't any left, and why did most end?
Why would the Chinese zodiac have 11 real animals and 1 fake? Or why would this definition say rare and not mythical? There is a reason why there's so many depictions from all across this world of dragons. It was not just some running gag of the old world, or some religious symbol. It is because they depicted exactly what they saw, time and time again. It wasn't until our complete rewrite of history and the invention of dinosaurs did they begin to tell us dragons were nothing more than myth and legend. Much like we have discovered on this channel time and time again with other mythical creatures, like blimmies, cynocephaly, and giants, there is plenty of evidence looking into the past that show they were anything but myth. The only fairy tale is the history we have been taught. The history that is nothing more than a set of lies agreed upon. Question everything, friends.
We know the truth now here. This is Zolo, the god of the afterlife, with the Aztecs. Let's keep going. Zolo is often depicted with canine features. Let's keep going. The Zolo dog, or the Mexican hairless dog, is very similar to Zolo and Anubis. Now, in a cave in Oklahoma, there is an ancient Anubis petroglyph found in the cave in Oklahoma. Let's check it out. Now, on the left, the man standing on the cube is a depiction of Ra. The center petroglyph is the sun setting. Then you have Anubis. To the right, the guardian of the underworld, the guardian of night. Now, as you can see, The shadow is going across this depiction during the summer solstice. Let's keep going. Now, why, during the solstice, does this happen in the same spot in a cave in Oklahoma? There is a big connection between here and the Nile River, but which one is? We know the truth now here. Man's best friend was a part of the family 8,500 years ago in Illinois. The scientific name for this dog was Canis lupus. These dogs were intentionally buried near human burials. They're about 8,500 years ago. Let's keep going. This breed of dog was called, scientifically, the Canis lupus familiaris. Let's keep going. The Canis lupus familiaris is the Zolo dog, the black hairless dog, the black dog at the River of Tears, some Amerindian representations of a passage to the land of the dead. Let's keep going. Also,
It may try to copyright me for that Beethoven sound, so I can't play the whole thing. But you see right there, they found the skeleton of the dog in Oklahoma, and we could go on to St. Louis. They found, I got another one with St. Louis. They finding these Dolo dogs that these people had for over 8,000 years. Now that predates the Egyptian date they give us. The date lines they give us over for African date line. Go ahead, Rod.
If you look at all of these animals that originate over here, what happened to the out of Africa theory?
Right. Right.
Why is everything originating from over here that's over there?
Right. Right.
And they keep coming up with the same excuse about the Bering Straits.
Right.
And everything died at the same time.
Right. Right.
Because of a weather anomaly, a nuclear winter, from a nuclear holocaust of a bygone era. So now we get past all that into this era, and now they want us to believe history fed to us in reverse.
Right. Right.
All right. So you got the cheetah from over here, the lion from over here, the elephant from over here.
Play it. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
All these animals, that's major animals of the world. These not like a house cat. These are major wild animals that originate over here, right? But when you go study Ethiopian history, you'll find that Ethiopian royal families been keeping lions as pets for longer than the colonizer been around.
Cheetahs too.
They go all the way back into the they go all the way back into the BC period. Right? Having lions and leopards and cheetahs as pets. The leopard skin was the skins that the priests used.
That's right, Rod. Go ahead.
The black leopard was the stealth priest, the one that you ain't supposed to know is doing his priestly duties because he's in disguise as a regular person. But when he go to ceremony, he wear the black leopard skin.
Fire. I got more. Hold on. We got more to the end. Hold on.
You gonna want to share this one out to everybody you know. Look up there. What it say? The ancient Egyptian god Anubis is from the Americas because you can clearly see that Anubis is patterned after the Zolot, which is a native dog, indigenous dog to the Americas. Yeah, that's the Mexican hairless dog, otherwise known as the Zolo dog. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Take your medicine, man.
So this dog, the Egyptians used for Anubis,
What if the origins of the zodiac hold secrets older than civilization itself? Ancient Sumerians believed the zodiac wasn't just a calendar, but a cosmic guide left by the Anunnaki. Imagine this, a powerful race of beings, Anu, Enlil, and Enki, mapping the stars to guide human destiny. Each zodiac house wasn't just a constellation, but a marker of cosmic cycles on Earth as described in the Mul Apin. But here's where it gets intriguing. Every 2,160 years, the Earth's axis shifts to align with a new zodiac house in what's known as the Great Year, a cycle that lasts nearly 26,000 years. So why did the Anunnaki create this cosmic clock? Some believe it was their way to imprint a divine order over Earth, setting the stage for human civilization to rise and fall under their watchful gaze. Follow Origins of Mankind for Part 2 and uncover more about the ancient mysteries hidden in the stars.
What's your sign? In Western astrology, it's a constellation determined by when your birthday falls in the calendar. But according to the Chinese zodiac, or Sheng Xiao, it's your Shu Xiang, meaning the animal assigned to your birth year. And of the many myths explaining these animal signs and their arrangement, the most enduring one is that of the Great Race. As the story goes, Yu Di, or Jade Emperor, ruler of the heavens, wanted to devise a way to measure time. So he organized a race.
Now let's look at some of the zodiac symbols used in religious history. And we'll start with Taurus the bull. The age of Taurus was the age of agriculture, when the cows and animals that we were now beginning to use as food, that was just one of the qualities of the age of Taurus. The age of Taurus is between 4400 and 2200 BC.
Look closely at the zodiac, and you will...
Totem. Hey, go in on that, but Rod, this is what I want to ask you, because the telephone poles over here, like the telephone poles, and like it's like I feel like it's some connection with our totem poles, the telephone poles, and the different type of technology you see that they show you with the ancient, with the what you call them, the transformers, So, what's your take on that they might be covering up that we was using this just more? It was more than what they telling us. Like it could have been some kind of electric or some kind of thing that harness energy in a way.
We had something that looked like telephone poles, but they didn't have wires on them.
Okay.
And they were spaced apart to carry free energy. It was like a Wi-Fi network across the whole land. Right. We didn't have to plug stuff in to get electricity. We just had to create the appliance that drew it from the air. Right. That's where Tesla technology came from. Tesla he didn't discover it. He found that the ancients was using it when he discovered the 369 ratio.
Right.
Right. He had to study somewhere, but he didn't study with them. So who was he studying with? Somebody who understood the 369 ratio. In the era that he was growing up, the only people that was talking about the 369 ratio was some form of mystic. Because other people didn't understand the science behind what they was talking about, they was written off as heretics. And that's why we don't know who his teacher was. But you gotta remember, also during that era, less than 1% of the world's population was literate. Let that sink in. And they had way less people according to their census records. Right? Because you can look up by the year in the almanac. Now you can just Google how many people was on Earth in this year. We went from like 5 billion people in the 80s to 8 billion people in the 2000s. The fastest population increase on the planet in thousands of years. What happened? We didn't start having more sex. We've been having the same amount of sex the whole time. So why the population boom? There had to be some kind of design to the program, or we was recovering from something that had our population diminished in the first place.
Right. Makes sense.
They got bottlenecks in the genome. We went over that already.
Yep, I got that. We got that.
Where the human population got down to as little as 1,000 people. Guess what didn't get interrupted? Mitochondrial inheritance.
That's right, Rod.
The mitochondrial from the oldest mother is still here. Intact, going through all of the women, no matter what they look like. The mitochondrial Eve is what they call her.
Right.
Right? The oldest known matriarch from this system of women, or this population of women with mitochondria. Mitochondria is how your spirit energy get translated into physical energy in the center of your cells. So they call it the powerhouse of the cells. Even when you're born, your mama never stopped giving you life, and they want you to believe that God is a man. That's irrational. Because the Y chromosome, once you're here, even if you're a man, it's no longer giving you life. The mitochondria never stopped giving you life. You just got to make sure that you always got women that love you, so it don't turn too low and your ass drop dead. Your brain get turned off or your heart get turned off because there's no women that love you because you was a rotten SOB.
Hey, Rod. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got about 20 minutes. I see Rod yawning. We got about 15 minutes, man. We're gonna get I got another serious question for you. Hey, y'all. If you're new to the channel, like I say, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Everybody send Rod something right now on Cash App or PayPal. People was asking, about 15 different people asked about the one lady that asked with the super chat, I think it's Cynthia. This is the actual, because they said it was 2 Cash Apps. It's actually the Skype 8 with the capital S, capital A. It's the one we got on the screen. Now let me ask you this, Rod. And we got it on the screen for the people that's asking. So everybody send Rod $5, send $10, $100 if you can spot it, man. So we can keep them in the game till the next time we come on. Keep them off the plantation. Hey, Rod. So people was asking, how do they find they call sign? Like I know my call sign is a Black Hawk. Yours is Gorilla. Also, my dad call sign is somebody said that you also got connections with your parents' call sign. My dad is Black Bear. My mama is a bird. A bird. They birds, like rare bird. They from the bird clan. They actually last name one of they from my grandma's side. They birds. That's their last name, bird, but it's spelled with a Y instead of an I. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what? Like, how do people determine their totem animal and their call sign? Like some people don't even got call sign like as far as animal. They have like another name like his hair in the wind. It's one dude, his name is his hair in the wind, because they give them names based on what they attributes are most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nicknames.
So,
we call them nicknames now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Your nickname, your tribal name.
Go ahead.
Right. And you normally get it playing dozens when you were shorty if your family don't beat and already gave you one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We already went over that. Like Sonny Boy gonna be a chief.
Right.
Son a chief, crown for both sides of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Junebug, he is an emerging chief. That means that he got levels to go before he get to be high chief. The Junebug is represented by the scarab, which is Kefra, which is before you rise. You go through Kefra, then you're trying to get to I-10, high noon. Right? The sun walking across the waters. You know, so you get your nickname. Your totem animal is the animal that you feel naturally drawn to, right? So my daughter thing was Winnie the Pooh. That's a honey bear.
Yeah, honey bear.
Right? And it's her secondary totem was the butterfly. That means transformation.
Fire.
Right? So they got different totems. You know what your totem is.
Chief Butterfly. Yeah, Chief Butterfly.
So you got different totems. It's normally the animal you most drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
You most drawn to. Like my mama, she always had elephants. She loved elephants. That was her totem.
Yeah.
Right? Which was a symbol of a matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
My father, you know, he didn't really too much give us a lot of influence as to what anything was, but by tuning into his side of the family, the giraffe came across as a totem animal. The giraffe not my totem animal. I'm not tall and lanky.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But when my father was young, he was tall and lanky. Right? So that answers for the giraffe side of the totem. Right? I got another totem, which is the wolf. Right? Which is tied to my zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The wolf is the catalyst for my predilection to have canine company.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I love dogs. So I'm always going to have a dog. And that goes because that's so prominent in my totem and in my zodiac, that energy just sit well with me.
Mm. That's my brother's zodiac, dog.
Right. And then that take you to the Osirian, the great father who walks the sky with the black dog on his heels, represented by the dog star Sirius.
Hey man, that's what we gonna do. Oh, I thought you was go ahead, Rod.
Yeah, never knowing that it's a 3-dog night. It's a Sirius A, B, and C. But because it's so dark, you can't see the other 2 dogs. Sirius B and Sirius C is blind to the naked eye. And you gotta remember, they didn't even believe Sirius C was real or Sirius B when the Dogon told them. And then 60 years later, they discovered they was right.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. So for 60 years, they told them the Dogon, you don't know what you're talking about. And then they discovered that they knew exactly what they was talking about. Welcome to the club.
Right. They did the same thing with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when he was saying that Pluto is 4.6 billion miles away and the Earth weighs 6 gigatons. And they said, man, this nigga crazy. Where did he come from with all this? And then they come back and say, hold on, man, where you get all of this from? Like, how you know all? Like, who told you this? Yeah,
talking about Elijah.
Yeah, he was talking about the mathematics, the what is called the lessons, the 100 and something lessons.
But you know, a lot of that information back then was also in the almanacs.
Go ahead, say that, bro.
You know, a lot of people don't know how much information the almanacs used to have in them. These new almanacs don't got no information compared to the old ones.
Go ahead. Let's about to write that down. They go look into this.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Write that down.
You can look in the almanac right now and get all of the answers to those distance from the sun, weight of the earth, all that's right in the almanac.
Man, who the hell was smart enough to come up with all that shit was somebody that was extra?
The almanac is based on how to read the stars.
Okay.
Look, the almanac used to be so accurate that they could stand outside and tell you 30 minutes before it rained.
Damn.
Right.
I
They
hate
used to
stuff
have
like that
weather.
though.
They used to have weather forecasts for the whole year in the almanac, the farmer's almanac. That's what it was. That was your handbook for farming.
Somebody just wrote that down in the comments. The farmer's almanac.
Mm-hmm. That was your go-to. Right. That's where you used to get all your information. We didn't have no Channel 7 weatherman. Cause wasn't no Channel 7, cause wasn't no TV. We had destroyed all that technology in the nuclear holocaust. That's why we can't have no nuclear war. That's why I be laughing. When they be threatening nuclear war, I be cracking up. You try that shit if you want to. Watch what happens.
That Nubian, so Benjamin Banneker wasn't the first one they write out. They try to say Benjamin Franklin because they try to it was the same guy really.
Yeah, that was part of whitewashing of the historical record.
Yeah. So he wasn't the first to write an almanac, was
Banneker, he was the first colonizer to write one, but we used to know how to read the information in the almanac. Part of learning your farming from your father is to teach you how to read the stars so that you was a walking almanac. We didn't have to write it down. Right? Your father on the farm used to teach you how to navigate the stars. Right? Your clock of destiny studies. Learning to navigate by the stars.
That makes sense now. You bringing a whole bunch of memories.
Right. This what all Benjamin Banneker did was recorded on paper.
What he already knew. His dad taught him.
He's looking at the stars. He know what it say. We already knew this information. They've been knowing this information since the BC period. It's not new.
Damn.
But the crashing of the intelligence of entire populations of people, everything got to be a shock and awe when it finally be revealed. Look what we just invented, some ancient shit that don't even count no more.
Damn.
Internal combustion engines, shit, we was levitating. We need no damn car.
Yeah, damn sure right.
I could levitate to California in an hour and a half. It'd take you 3 hours on the airplane. we forgot all that. All that was part of the crash.
That's right, right.
We had electromagnetic surfboards. We didn't have to go surfing on the water. We went surfing on the air. All that stuff is supposed to be made up now because they did a movie called Back to the Future and came up with the idea of a hoverboard. That shit ancient.
It was already at the World Fair in Chicago.
Man, all that stuff ancient, man. The only thing is they slow dripping out technology in order to control the masses of the people. Because if they gave us all of the technology, we would be able to all be self-sufficient, and then they wouldn't have nobody to control. And that's what the whole thing is. They control freaks.
They write this time step. That's a hit right there. That's a hit, Raw. You been cracking heads all night, Raw. Telling you. I'm about to go do a summary on this tape.
Look, all this stuff I know, Elder, all of us know this stuff, but we forgot we knew it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what Doc used to say. I ain't telling you because you don't know. I'm telling you because you do know.
Yeah. We just trying to trigger the ancient memories by putting the stories in their proper order. Right? And a lot of us is just some ungrateful, entitled, and selfish people to the point where they can't even see how to get free from the trap. Because they only trying to get themselves free, and it's a team effort. So they try to tear each other down and stop each other from getting out the trap, never knowing that if we don't take as many with us as we can, when we get to the finish line, we're going to get our ass snatched back.
Damn. That's some deep shit you said right there, Rod.
Yeah, that's why the greats always fall. Because they only trying to take themselves out of the situation. They ain't looking at the people they leaving behind in the situation. Right? And then the ones of us that's trying to get as many people out of the situation, condition, and circumstance as possible is automatically ridiculed by the agents of the matrix. They're always going to be the naysayers come out, no matter how good you try to be in the public and no matter how well you treat people and you telling the truth, that's what's going to make you the problem. Not because you're a bad person, because you telling the truth, you spoiling the game. Now my hustle can't hustle right because you done told them the secret to the hustle. Once you done tell them the secret to the hustle, it don't work no more.
Right.
Once you know he cuffing cars and 3-card money, he can't trick you no more.
Right.
You only can choose to remain delusional about the trick, but once you know how the trick work, you only can be tricked by yourself because the person trying to trick you can't trick you.
Right.
Because you know how the trick work. Right? That's why we went through the different sleep spells so that you know how they work. Right? The amen spell is a conceal the God spell where you put it on yourself. So they don't have to do it. Right? Then they don't suffer no karma. So now every time you trying to get some God help and you say amen, you say, never mind, I'll figure it out.
Man.
And you ain't gonna figure it out because you just turned your God self off. Now you don't have your best help.
That's deep.
But if you would just change from Amen to I-10, that means let your light shine into the world. Remember Tupac saying, I'm gonna let my light shine, I don't fuck. He was serious. But he wasn't just talking about his rapping or his acting. He's talking about his God form expression that affect people in the outside world by being me. I ain't trying to be nobody but me. I'm trying to be the best me possible because the better me I am for me, the more people got a positive role model.
Right.
And I ain't even trying to be a role model. I done already walked through the criminal gates. Right? I done graduated from the school of hard knocks.
Right.
I done went through the streets to learn the sidewalk psychology.
I like this shit, bro.
I done been indoctrinated with the masters of pimpology. I know the game. I'm just trying to tell y'all the game so that when y'all hear the game and they running the game on you, you can look at him and say, I peep game. I wrote a song that I said, I can give you the game. I can't force you to take it. Life is filled with success and I hope you make it. I'm giving you what it took me years to learn. Know everything you get, you need to earn. Now, this is raw game by stage and degree. And if you pay attention, I can help you see shit. I'm giving you game.
Man, I'm telling you, Rod. I'm telling you. Hey, I got one more question before you get out here, Rod. This is the last question. What do you think about self-preservation? Because I think that we need to tribe up at this point. And everybody want to, I gotta do this for myself. But what do you think about it, like us tribing up now? Like what do you think we started with tribing up? Because it seems like that's one of our main problems is that we ain't tribed up yet.
That's not none of our problem. That ain't never been our problem.
Go ahead.
We tribed up on Tamarack.
Yeah.
We tribed up around Empress Verdiasi.
Go ahead.
We tribed up in the Nation of Islam.
That's fine.
We already tribed up.
You damn sure right.
But everybody trying to disassociate from their tribe because somebody told them that their tribe was a criminal element called a gang.
Dang.
A set. We already, that's been half our problem. We've been blindly tribing up.
That's right, Rod.
Incorporating infiltrators in the tribe. With no training and understanding of how to spot them when they come in to subvert our activities to take care and tend to our communities and be responsible men to our families.
Damn,
We
bro.
didn't have no programs in place. Even when we tribed up, we still disorganized. The
Shit,
most
right there.
organized of the tribes right now is the NOI.
And yep, that's right, Rod.
And now you got all of the ones out here talking about Farrakhan, the agent, and all this. Okay, whatever. They still got the greatest reach into our community, so they're gonna have to be
That's right.
commandeered for the greater good. So in the event that Allah do show his face, he gonna need a foundation to work from, the structural that gotta reach to where all his people supposed to be at. Right? So if you wanted to return in black gods, then you need an infrastructure that's not part of the structure of the corporation. You're gonna have to find somebody from among us that got to reach into all our communities, just like the system do. And then you're gonna have to commandeer that organization in order to get the reach out to all other people. Because ain't nobody else got that kind of reach. You gotta understand the resources available. Tribing up has never been the problem. Tribing up recklessly has been the problem. We always want to show up and pop up somewhere, but first we need to secure what's the asset. I'm not coming to the party when I gotta go to work. I got a job to do. I'm not gonna be at the party because I'm gonna be at work doing my job. Because I signed up for the job. I don't gotta like it.
Right.
But when the job is over and I'm off the clock and the party kick off, I'm gonna be right in front of the DJ booth saying, play my favorite song. Hey, DJ, just play that song, keep me dancing. But when it ain't time for that, I ain't finna participate.
Yeah.
Now, if my coworkers want to go out and have a few drinks at lunch, that's on them. I'm grown. If I'm dedicating my time to provide my welfare, I'm not going to work drunk. I love to smoke my herbals, but I'm not even going to smoke before I go to work. I'm on somebody else's clock that I accepted the responsibility to hold the goddamn steering wheel on this position. I'm not finna shake my lane just because somebody can't control their habits. I don't want to drink while I'm at work. I can't got time for that. I'm thinking about something right now. When I want to drink, I want to relax, and I don't want to have something to think about right now. So that's not compatible for me. That's my work ethic. That don't mean somebody else ain't gonna come to work sloppy drunk next to me. I just know that if he do, I just gotta keep an extra eye out, make sure his ass don't fall in the machine.
Right.
That's it. I don't gotta micromanage him or nothing. But if I see it like he about to fall into the machine, then I just grab him by his belt and snatch him back. Hey, careful, buddy. You about to fall your drunk ass in the machine. Oh, my bad. Good looking. Be careful over there. You know you've been drinking. Now, if the supervisor come catch you drunk, that's on him. I'm not going to get the supervisor to tell him he's drunk.
Yeah.
He gonna get the supervisor. If he look too reckless, like he gonna cause too many problems, he gonna have to go get the supervisor himself. Because he's not gonna put everybody else in danger being reckless.
Right.
But everybody don't got work ethic because everybody don't have that sense of self-respect. Constructive selfishness is required. You can't help nobody. You can't help nobody if you can't help yourself first.
Self-preservation. Go ahead, Roy. That's the question.
First law of nature. Once you secure your asset, then you can worry about other people's asset. And I know my asset is tied up on my mama land. And if I follow the instructions my mama gave me, then I'm going to unlock the asset that she left us. Not just for me, though. but I have to be selfish enough to disregard the ones who don't understand the assignment and pursue the assignment regardless. Because when the payout come, everything that they thought you was crazy for, they say, first I was blind, but now I see.
Hey, well, that marks the time that we about to really roll out of here. Hey, everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Everybody sent Chief $5, man. Send him $10. Somebody sent him 20. And then another guy sent him 200. Man, it's a guy on, they gonna send him $100. Put him in the game till the next time we come back on next week. Or we may come back on early if we get some updates on
I
the
did
land.
leave one thing out, Elder.
Go ahead, Rod.
Second law of nature.
Go ahead.
If you're not tending to the self-preservation, you can't activate the second law. When you operating from the space of the two laws, self-preservation, preservation of one species, one kind. That means you got to look out for the interest of the offspring. You're going to get more energy from nature. The more laws in nature that you operate according to. And that's why Robert, what's his name, bro? 48 Laws of Power? Robert Greene.
Robert Greene. Yeah,
Robert Greene wrote a book called The Laws of Human Nature. Because once you understand what law you're using, you can maximize the potential that you have within the self to exercise more than one law. That's like, for instance, I'm gonna give y'all an example of the second law of nature and first law of nature working together. The first law of nature, the mother bear walking through the woods, run into the male bear. He whoop her ass and run off. She run off to preserve herself, self-preservation, first law of nature.
Okay.
Now, a year go by, mama bear now got a cub. Run across the same male bear in the woods, but she got the cub. She's now using the first law of nature, self-preservation. She can't flee because the second law of nature is to protect the offspring.
Fire. Go ahead, Rod.
Her ferocity level by activating the first and the second law. The first is going to be fight or flight. Because she's exercising the second, that only eliminates the fight part of the self-preservation. It intensifies the fight part because there's no flight part available.
Damn,
so now it's only one focus of self-preservation energy to the fight. The second law, protecting the offspring, gives the mother added ferocity to the first law of nature of self-preservation in the fight mode. So now the same bear, mama bear, outweighed the same amount as she was a year before when he ran her out, tear his ass up, run him up out of there away from her cub as if he was a little peon.
Yep, I've seen it.
Because she used two laws of nature instead of one.
That's fire, Rod. That's some fire shit you just gave us right there, Rod. I'm gonna do a more breakdown on that on AI. Hey, y'all, like I said, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. You already know this is another one. You know what I'm saying? Every time I'm gonna go back and listen to this again. It's a lot of heat up in this tape right here as far as the topic, man. We covered the topic pretty good here. Hey, y'all, everybody show Chief some love on the Cash App. What I was gonna say, we got all the links in the descriptions. We'll be back with another one, y'all, next week. Probably before then, depending on if Chief come up with something else before then. I'm working on the this tape, man. Wait till you see this tape I'm gonna put out Friday about the chief of Florida, the one that had the mouth full of golds, the chief that had the mouth full of golds, right? Yeah, they had 32 golds. It start with an H. It's I got it written down because Risha Stone gave it to me, man. It's you know that dude that look like a Moor. he holding a plate, and he got this gold. He got the gold war
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on
I
with
know
all
what
the
you're talking
gold
about.
on his neck.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
tobacco chief too.
he was a chief of Florida, West. Look, they said that he was a chief of West Florida. Look, I'm doing an essay on him right now, Rod. Wait till you hear it. Hey, look, they played us so good. This dude had ships, and they sailed over to Europe to check them boys over there. That dude. Yeah, look, so wait, look. The shit I'm about to put out, huh?
I got a news report. Go ahead. I got a news drop out right after this.
Go ahead, make the news
I
report.
want you to finish that right quick.
Yeah. So this dude, this king, they wanted the king. They said he was a chieftain. That's the term they use, chieftain. And this dude had ships, a fucking navy to sell over to Europe. Like, how the fuck, why are they cutting all of this off from us? To tell us that this dude was a chief in Florida and he was selling back and forth to Europe, to visit Europe. And then when they come over here, he had so much jewels, he would have a platter to say, take what you want off of it. When you come over, if you're a guest in his land, he'll say, take what you want. It'd be $1 million, $10 million diamond. You just take it off the plate, take it as a gift. That's how much fucking wealth these people have.
Our understanding of money has never been the same as the colonizers' understanding of money. Our understanding of wealth is not the same as the colonizers' understanding of wealth. To the colonizer, wealth is the accumulation of material things. The tribes, right? The greatest wealth is the love of a close-knit family. That's the richest man in the land. He the richest man in Babylon. He got a family that love him, that he loved providing for. That's the highest wealth to an organic, original, earthborn being. Those ones who need things to make them feel whole, material possessions, that become greedy and hoardful and stop other people from surviving in order for them to be greater hoarders, are a problem to the collective of the species. So we had to overthrow those greedy, selfish, entitled individuals and redistribute the wealth so that everybody have their birthright fortune. As I say, I'm not going to fight for mine and not fight for yours. You don't got to like me. Just get out my way while I do this heavy lifting. You can determine if you like me when you get your shit, because I'm going to make sure we all get ours. If I got anything to say about it.
Right. You said you got a news, that was a news anchor. You had the news.
I don't know if you remember on the show we did a while back, probably a couple of years ago on Haiti.
On Haiti, yeah.
Okay, and you remember I say once Haiti take over, they go into the Dominican Republic to get the other side of the island. They there. Now remember, Haiti is no longer Haiti on the map. It's Haiti now.
Okay.
That means that the people reclaim that part of the island. The Dominican government, led by a Khazarian president, is trying to prevent the Haitians from telling their kindred in the Dominican side of the island that we were lied to and tricked, and that they need to overthrow the regime in order to recover their autonomy. The Haitians are sending teachers over there, the educators, but they're not calling them that. They calling them terrorists, and say that they're causing civil unrest in the Dominican government by order of the president, is trying to interrupt that unity between Dominicans and Haitians and the recovery of the Dominican side of the island from colonization. But the reason why I wanted to mention all that is because we had already discussed it years ago that after Haiti get done reclaiming Haiti, they going for Dominica, and they're going to be calling all of the children of the island back to help reconstruct and rebuild. So it's coming. We almost to the point where they about to call all of them back. But see, the side effect of the military operations that's taking place in Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, and several other South American countries is that it's strangling places like Dominican's governmental structure out so that the colonizers can be easily overthrown, boots on the ground by the tribes of the land. Most of the tribes in the islands don't want no foreigners helping them with shit while they do the recovery. They don't want no help. They had allowed Kenya to send them some help at one point in Haiti. Then they changed their mind after they met the people they sent over there. They say, we don't trust them. We think they infiltrated and sent their ass back to Kenya. Now, what they doing on the Dominican side of the island, it's just a matter of time before the whole island is back up under the imperial rule of the Haitian Empire. At one time, right, so we had different rules taking place, different rulers and different rulerships taking place on different parts of the land according to tribal affiliations in the geographical area. This was interrupted by colonization. Now we're looking at it all reforming organically by this resistance that we've been being put up. A lot of the mainland people right now are looking at Haitians and dark Puerto Ricans and Cubans as foreigners. They're not foreigners. Right. A lot of them was shipped to those islands from the mainland.
That's right.
But because they had such a heavy presence of colonization, and they kept telling us they was bringing people from Africa. But at the time, in the early years, Africa wasn't called Africa. Right. And the only place at that time called Africa was a little region in, well, I think in Niger, in Northern Africa. It was a little province called Afrique. And then there was a place called Africa in Brazil.
That's right.
Right. Now, Afrique and Africa is coming from two linguistic stocks, but they got a what you call a harmonic similarity. Right? They got different word origins because the one in South America had to be there, be named by indigenous people because they were still fighting colonizers at the time this is taking place.
6,000 years.
When we talk about the Asians invading, we got to remember they had in Mexico something called the Chinese Road. And on the Chinese Road, the royal families of the Americas went and met with the Asians and purchased brides to diversify the blood so that the inbreeding won't never produce the massive defects. That's why they don't have the same problems as European royalty, because they imported royal blood from other parts of the earth because they understood genetic bottlenecks. Right? Redundant breeding of a single bloodline.
Yeah, wipe them out. It'll wipe you out.
Yeah, it'll exaggerate the defect over time, like a Habsburg chin. Right? And we have people that's phenotypically representative of all of the old pictures that's been whitewashed, but the facial structure still the same. We still know Scottie Pippen looked like an old Native American. We still know Michael Jordan looked like an old Mississippian.
Mike Tyson, all of them.
Right. We got the relics to show the phenotype match the phenotype of the ancients of the land.
O.J. Simpson looked just like Osceola.
Yeah. So now what we see and take place on that island, it's about to be a final reckoning for those colonizers. Because when Dominica requests some help, somebody gonna have to send somebody to help. And it ain't gonna be helping the colonizers because the colonizers' term of service has been terminated.
Right. Your services is no longer needed.
For
Like
fraud and non-performance. Failure to uphold their end of treaty agreements. They out of there. They out of there. The only treaty agreements they on record ever holding is ones they had to be sued to uphold that part of the agreement. But they still found some other agreement to break. So they never had good intentions. They came in bad faith.
That's right.
So that void their contracts. They can take their white man burden and shove it up their
you know what?
Rhodes Scholar. You know Rhodes Scholar, Cecil Rhodes. Cecil Rhodes was the mass murderer of the Congo.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our equivalent, but we called him Andrew Jackson.
Okay.
Only he didn't kill everybody with blood, but killed most of us with the pen, because he said the pen is mightier than the sword.
Damn sure is.
It's only mightier than the sword, and you got amnesia.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Ross.
As long as you remember who you is, I don't give a fuck what they write on paper. You gonna know where you belong, regardless of what they write on paper. Yeah, they classify you as German Shepherd on paper. Don't make you a German Shepherd, and don't mean you gonna bark and attack on command either. That's why you use the oral tradition to override all that bullshit.
Right.
Put it in the public domain, show them where it's at, show them how to find it, and they can cross-reference it for themselves and refine the search and so on and so on and so on. Each one teach one. We all gonna reach some. It's just a matter of time before we hit the 100 monkey effect, reach critical mass, and the shit shift on the dime right in front of your eyes. Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's already coming. I can feel it in the air. And my name ain't Phil Collins either, but I can feel it calling in the air tonight.
Yes, sir. All right. On that note, you can drop the mic and walk off stage, man. You can drop the mic on that one. Boom. Drop that mugger. Hey, man. Hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Everybody show Chief some love on the cash out. We got it on the screen for the guys that was asking. Man, free Dr. Malachi York. Free Chief Angel Malik L. Bay. The Rookin. Big Mama's L. Rookin. Free Larry Hoover, man. We gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it moving. Y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We'll see y'all later. Divine love throughout the balanced universe to all. Hotep, peace, Islam. Divine love, 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 love. We out. Wadu.
Wadu.